next poem, I wanted to do one serious poem, and I wrote this poem for a friend of mine who survived a suicide attempt and is living a pretty good life now, having survived it, and had a really crazy childhood, and this is for her. So. Some say dragonflies are really hummingbirds, turn burn victims in the sun. That there are these moments in life that transform a person forever. And she believes that there is a God who accepts drunk dials at 4 a.m., sings the blues to dial tones in the key of dog whistles and silence. It's been a year and a half since she tore her weathered veins into and threw the seasons out of whack, painted her suicide note in the style of Jackson Pollock, and bled rose petals into the bathtub. Death. Let your trigger finger caress a hummingbird's throat. Sing the blues in the key of tears that transform main arteries into rain gutters. The doctors ripped a red vein from one arm, a blue from the other. This is how you hotwire a heart. It's strange to me to think how fragile heartstrings became. Her tin can telephone to God, she says thank you for never train dodging the track marks on my arms. There is an irony in all of this. This entire life she has spent mistaking gauze for thick skin. Her boxing gloves have become corsets she must unlace in order to breathe, in order to scream that she has a story. She was a ward of the state, forced into a foster care system where she learned a Kama Sutra of fetal positions to cope with grown men pedophiling their nails on her skin. Proof that roach motels have got nothing in common with heaven but her screams. They are long locked away in the black boxes of airplanes. Someday we're gonna open an unlucky rabbit's foot farm for all the throwaways. But baby, you are not a throwaway. This was just a beautiful mistake. You have been a guide to recognizing my saints. And the other day, we watched this documentary about people who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, cars ditched in parking lots, never to return home again. She said the idea of dragonflies spiraling out of the sky was no longer romantic. Wonders if they ever found heaven in their descent into the Pacific Ocean. She is no longer a burn victim, mistaking gauze for thick skin. Now, just a phoenix rising out of the ashtrays of this existence. And I am still an artist with a janitor's brushstroke who hopes to someday do her justice. Her boxing gloves, they are no longer corsets. She is free to breathe, to scream. Every day, I am transforming my scars into skylights. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is an amazing crowd. I know there's going to be some great poetry tonight. I can't wait to hear it. Even if I understand only a little of it, I'm sure there'll be someone next to me that can say, what's that about, you know? So, anyways, this last poem is called No Soup Kitchens for Starving Artists. Does this title make sense? Sort of? Okay. But I know there are a lot of starving artists, and I guess we're all trying to do what we love for a living and do our passion. So this is for that, about touring and traveling and just living the dream. So, there have never been soup kitchens for starving artists, musicians. They are doctors without borders, and when a writer dies, it is so quiet, you can almost hear their pen drop. And so tonight, I have got a fat lady locked in this music box. And there is a cipher going on that reminds me of the purity of music and poetry tonight. I am a shadow puppet under the street light, staring up into the heavens. Paper crane notebook pages float off my tongue in the thousands. See, in your world that aborts webbed fetuses, I have survived inside the wombs of surrealists. Today, I want to take every dreamer on a little field trip to the unicorn farm. So now, what if I told you that a Siamese twin's dying wish is to have a zipper tattooed onto their skin, and that I only shoot myself in the foot when I'm wearing bunny slippers? That passion is running out of glue and ejaculating on your project because you can't wait to finish. That both art and orgasms can be out of body experiences, and if you paddle out far enough, you can see the reflections of gods in the earth's punch bowl, and it is the closest I have ever come to walking on water, even when it is low tide and tough to couch surf. I pounded toenails into the ground to hang air fresheners in armpit towns and watch cactuses embrace their 5 o'clock shadow. I have followed these holes in my heart to the other side of the world. So remember, even when life is a rabbit with a missing foot, this earth is still a Dalmatian in the realm of beauty marks. And I guess we are a generation of skunks baptized in tomato juice, and it is time to reclaim our essence. This could be that night of sangria and Santeria, one moment where your finger can door belly dance in anticipation of all that is possible. Musicians, they may always be doctors without borders. Pick up a seashell off the beach in Florida and you can hear the soft wailing of a trumpet in Havana. Press your ear to an MC's chest and you can hear their heart beatboxing. I guess I have felt like Linus all these years, holding Jimi Hendrix like an electric blanket, knowing inside-out headphones can become megaphones, and tonight we are 2 peas and an iPod, taking in the city from this rooftop, using mixed CDs to teach collages to the blind. And I was born in this quicksand box with a penny jar for my thoughts, taught that my heart is a two-way mirror to freedom. So if you're gonna hang an artist to a cross, well, don't bother to give me tetanus shots. See, there may never be soup kitchens for starving artists. Hunger is what drives us. And so tonight, I'm gonna pray to the Salvador Dalai Lama to release these chains of writer's block so I can write a poem that is gonna levitate us all off this street corner, because when I die, I want it to be so quiet that you hear my pen drop. Thank you.